Hello everyone, welcome back to Resident Evil 7. Excited to dive back in, second session of the day. And we have just upgraded our gun, so we have a cool new gun. But back to the knife. Oh, we also have a flamethrower, so that's a big get, because we can now access some of these cabinets that are covered in spiders and things. I was thinking a little bit about the bugs as a motif. I think bugs do function somewhat similarly to this whole mold, bacteria, radiation thing that I was talking about these kind of like these threats that sort of speak to something that appears supernatural. Like it's a natural phenomenon that when observed, people historically maybe would have interpreted something supernatural. There was something always about that with like flies and with maggots, where like because of certain failures in forensics or something, or like I guess predating forensics, historically there was this weird assumption that like corpses were spawning maggots, like the various types of bugs that would occupy dead bodies or whatever were thought to be almost like consequence of the dead body rather than finding their way there. Okay, I'm trying to feather the trigger also just so we don't waste too much ammo. Oh, ow, 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 ow. I didn't feather it enough. Oh, there's still more there. Ow. Okay. Strong chem fluid and chem fluid. Both good. At some point I want to use psychostims in here, because I imagine that I've probably missed a few items. Oh, interesting. I didn't even notice that. There we go. Got that destroyed. I should do a pass through the room in general. The whole house, I mean. Oh, this is blocking the way. Can I destroy this? Or no? Just duck under it. Ah, 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 ah. Go. Bad. Okay, what have we not burned up that we need to? I also don't know if the bugs respawn, so maybe I'm actually sort of wasting time and ammo. But I see another cabinet. Got their hive on fire. But yeah, I think a lot of horror concerns, there is this history that you can look into some of them and find, oh yeah, there's maybe some basis. Herb, thank you. There's some basis to the fear. Burner fuel, thank you. More burner fuel, also thank you. How much do we have? Oh, actually we can reload the whole thing. 149, perfect. I can also make more burner fuel, because I think that's solid fuel plus chem fluid. This seems like another place that a bobblehead would be, but I don't see one immediately. Insidious forces kind of being these things, these evil things, certainly show up. I'm really fond of this like real loose theory crafting that gets brought up. It's not really theory crafting in terms of like lore so much as it's theory crafting in terms of, I don't know, kind of like bizarro psychology, or not psychology, but I guess philosophy. But there's this bizarro like philosophy exploration that I think is kind of cool, talking about this idea that oh, antique coin, that's good. talking about this idea that oil itself, like when you think of crude oil as it exists in the world, oil is like super close to some Lovecraftian concept. Oh. Hello.
Ethan!
No more bullshit, Mia. I want some answers.
I know, you're right, and I always wanted to tell you, but I can only remember a little, and the rest is just gone.
Dad, all right? You mind if I borrow Mommy for a little bit? Why don't you stand there? Do something!
Ethan, help!
Damn it.
Well, we got the statue. Bye, Mia. Seems like another place that a bobblehead might be. Maybe not. Well organized tool shed. Not bad. But yeah, the idea that oil is probably the closest thing, or kind of could be like a Lovecraftian entity unto itself, because like crude oil is this oh, haha, called it. Crude oil as this thing in the world, it was once.
Stay the fuck out!
No. Can I go through now? I don't want to burn myself. Is this the way out? No, that's not what I wanted. But yeah, oil was like once probably algae or like phytoplankton or something. I don't want to go that way though. Perfect. So it was like microscopic plant material that over the course of millions of years was sort of converted. Move. I need the statue. I don't really need strong chem fluid yet. Burner fuel, shotgun shells. What are these? Oh, solid fuel. Let's maybe bring out one chem fluid. Make a little bit more ammo. Phytoplankton, though, or algae or something, compressed in the subterranean spaces over the course of like hundreds of millions of years until it became crude oil. It's literally like, if you think of subterranean spaces as you know, hell adjacent, as they often are in pop culture. Come on. There we go. It's like these microscopic plant life things that once were so reliant upon the sun and so I don't know, envious of the sun, you could say. Like they consumed the sun, they like lived for the sun because they photosynthesize. At some point, it was pressurized into this sort of like slime, this ooze that like spans this massive subterranean hellscape. under enormous pressure and like became this fuel that like in its flammability sort of like thirsts for heat and light and also generates it. So I think we need the crow key. Yeah, so we need the crow key to go upstairs, but we've been told that we shouldn't go upstairs because that's where she is, whatever that means. I might actually heal real quick, and we can then make another healing item. Just to keep the inventory a little bit clear. Thank you. So the world has created the circumstance where this life that once sort of coveted the sun has transformed into something that can become incandescent, kind of like the sun. But it's this like horrible subterranean black oozing mass that the oleosphere psychostems, cool. Bobble. Chem fluid. Crank. Can I go through here? No, that's been closed off still. All of the above is sort of fascinating, and then you get this thing about like these places where oil bubbles up. Like oil is this thing that humans have become so obsessed with that it's like this corrupting force in the world. So almost like this like insidious Lovecraftian entity. We have this thing that humans fight whole wars over and have become so covetous of ourselves that it's also this I don't know, major player in global politics. Like it as this macroorganism in the hellscape is actually like a major motivator to wars and land disputes and things. Now we can use you. But at the same time, it's also like completely poisonous. It's literally toxic. It is a poison. It is like a thing that like you cannot consume. But, you know, if under some circumstance that were collectively ignited, you know, it would transform the whole world into a burning orb, much like the sun that it once coveted. Hi.
Good! Try and get away from my babies, you cocksucker!
Run past you. Get over here. F. Okay, apparently I'm maybe invincible while animating. That's nice. Run. Go away. First aid meds, thank you. What do we got in here? Aha, the crow key. More burner fuel. Lovely. Oh, is that another coin? Yes. That should be enough to get the other thing, the other health upgrade in the cabin. I think there's technically enough coins that we can open all three of the things. I don't know how much I care about getting the Magnum. Magnums in Resident Evil games are usually, while extremely powerful, like almost not that useful. When you balance out what they are capable of contributing to you versus like how much space they take up in your inventory, a lot of the time they're not actually worth it. I don't think so, at least. Maybe in certain cases, like if there's certain bosses that you know are really spongy, they can be good. But it is kind of the thing, like, it's like when you're facing those super spongy bosses, you basically just exhaust the ammo as fast as possible, and then you have this thing that's like taking up a whole inventory slot. Where are you? Oh, was there also anything else out here? I can't remember. I think I cleared this out, but it's better to check, just to be sure. Same with over here. So yeah, this idea that our concepts of like Lovecraftian creatures, or like any number of these big scary horror ideas.
I told you to get out! It's time! Watch this, troublesome piece of shit!
I was hoping she wouldn't see me through the door.
Fucking shitcock! Show yourself!
You know where I am. Ding dong. Gunpowder. Can I make anything right now? I could use a healing item so I can have space. And then I can make bullets. I think makes sense.
There's nothing out here for you, Ethan. Aha! Stay.
Alrighty. We'll have another jump scare coming up momentarily.
I told you to stay out of here!
Yep.
All right, you.
Sorry, I missed out on some dialogue there. Ow. Die. Die, you stupid bugs.
Not that share. Why won't you just stay down?
Ow. Apparently not quite ready to get up there. That's right. She's bleeding out some of this. Oh, ow, 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 ow. How do I get out? Ow, ow. She's bleeding out some of the black goo from the mold, presumably. Come on. I guess it's not going to dissipate. I thought it was going to. Let's see. What does this say? Zoe, you tried to sneak up to the second floor again, didn't you? Did you think I wouldn't notice? Even after what happened to Eveline, you just keep talking about some strange medicine. And what are you planning to do with my altar? You better keep those sticky fingers off of it. Nobody touches my sacred altar. You think your father and I are idiots, you spoiled, pathetic child. I wish you'd never been born. Unforgivably pathetic, yet always looking down on us and trying to leave our home and everything we've done for you. Pathetic, 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 pathetic. If you ever even touch my altar, I'll slice off your chest and serve it up as pot roast. Gross. Can I look down here yet? Nope, still goop. Crowdor. Croaky. Alrighty, so we got more of these creepy hangings. This obsession with family returns as a motif. This whole thing with bugs as mothers, I guess, is kind of a thing in a lot of cases. But you also get this. We know that Mia and the child came here together. The child, Eveline, seems to position Mia as the mother, and the family is... There's some point of distress that there's some plan on getting me here because they want to position me as the father and Mia as the mother, and Jack was somewhat upset by that. So what do we got in this very chunky briefcase?
What the?
Something on the watch responding to some kind of weird fetus thing. Regarding the blank series serum, the following items be able synthesize serum. So the text is sort of degraded. 1 D series cranial nerve, 2 D series peripheral nerve.
I think that's it.
So it looks like a hand and some kind of thing, and then we got a picture. And yeah, the text is like degraded. We got this guy. We got some kind of bottle or case reading Tensu. 4 bottles of something and an internal light source. Yeah, we have an altar here with votive candles of some kind. Can we look closer at those? Interesting. So we got some kind of figure on top of skulls holding 2 axes and has a helmet that looks like it has a ram skull on top of it. And there's lightning surrounding this figure. So the votive candles are a thing. Like lighting candles for saints is a thing in Catholicism, which you find in Louisiana more so than anywhere else in the American South. Most of the South is Southern Baptist, or baptism, or various scions of Calvinism. You get, there's some Episcopalian, there's some Lutheran, there's some Methodist, especially towards Texas, I believe. Stop ring. Well, fine. We'll talk more about Catholicism in a second.
Well, did he find a serum?
I just got done dealing with your mom and her fucking bugs. Wish you could have warned me.
Sorry about that. What about the serum?
I haven't found any. But I did find out we need to make one. A D-series head and an arm. This can't be right.
A head? I think I have that around here somewhere.
You do?
I don't know about the arm, though. Have you searched the whole house?
No, not yet. I still need to check the second floor here.
All right. Check it out. Meet me at the trailer if you find it.
Alrighty. But yeah, Louisiana, because of the French influence and being the French seat of power in the American South during France's colonial reign, there is still a strong Catholic presence there, more so than most other places in the United States. More so than a lot of places in the United States, I should say. So the idea of lighting a candle for a saint is kind of a thing. And the idea is that, like, although Catholicism would reject the idea that it's any form of idolatry, there is this idea that, like, saints can carry your prayers to God. So it is this weird thing that Catholicism maybe absorbed from pagan traditions, the idea of these psychopomps, the idea of these messenger gods that carry your prayers, your wishes, your whatever. So you light these candles, and there's also this thing about taking inspiration from saints. You're not just supposed to directly worship the saint, but the saint is symbolic, I guess. In the same way that, like, angels are also venerated, or, in any number of religions, there are things that you aren't necessarily supposed to worship, but, like, hypothetically they aid in worship of God. So I don't know. This is like a particular thing, and then we also got these angels. So there does seem to be this like peculiar fusion in between like the religion they already had, and they're like conflating this with their now obsessive worship of most likely Eveline. And the fact that you have all these hanging babies, besides the fact that it's just creepy, I do think is supposed to maybe tie to this like family obsession or something, which is certainly interesting. One of the other interesting things that I guess I've never picked up on when other people were playing, but when Ethan says the whole thing about like, oh, D series, that can't be right. I guess I've never really attributed much significance to that concept, but I do think that that's a specific thing. We never really learn anything about Ethan in the game, so that's a minor spoiler. Like, I'm spoiling the fact that we don't know anything about him. We have what appears to be a cornhusk doll, potentially a cornhusk doll. Could be a voodoo doll. Voodoo dolls are an interesting thing, by the way. Like, voodoo is like a real legitimate religion that's practiced, especially in the francophone parts of the New World, and that would chiefly be what is now Louisiana, as well as Haiti. And voodoo is similar to what I was just talking about the fusion of Catholicism with the worship of Eveline or the mold or whatever. Voodoo is also this fusion religion. It's like a mixture of African folk religions, especially I believe of like the western coast of Africa, like what is now Ghana and some regions up and down that western edge, Cote d'Ivoire, like what is now Liberia, etc. Like those regions, their folk religions in combination with Catholicism sort of created voodoo, and it's this fusion religion. And Catholicism historically absorbed a lot of folk religions and regional practices. Like, most people are familiar with this idea that like Christmas was the absorption of Saturnalia, which was a Roman thing, and then Easter was Aoster, who is like a goddess of the spring in other traditions. And like you still get these very pagan practices, like the symbols of chickens and rabbits at Easter come from Aoster, because they're birth symbols. Like, rabbits reproduce quickly, and chickens are, also reproduce quickly with egg giving and whatever. Also, a diary real quick, so I don't linger too long. October 11. My ears have been ringing all day, and I haven't been able to sleep since the child showed up. It's like Zoe says, there's something strange about the child, and the woman she brought with her. So presumably this is actually Marguerite's journal. I'm seeing things, hearing things, can't stop feeling nauseous. I went to see the doctor in town, and he gave me an x-ray. What's happening to me? That's 4 days later. And then 8 days later, the child gave me a present. Some time later, within the next 8 days, I put the present in the secret room right at the back of the second floor where nobody can find it. The arm is a sign of the child's trust. The arm will lead us to happiness. And anyone who corrupts that happiness, I won't allow to live. So over the course of less than 3 weeks, Marguerite has sort of lost her mind, influenced by the child. It's also kind of interesting because this also tells us something, that in the rec room, the room where we got the shotgun just off the rec room that we had to go through the scorpion door, we saw this note from the doctor about giving an x-ray, and we now know that the x-ray, when it was talking about Mrs. Baker, it wasn't talking about Grandma. So presumably, like, we saw this note from a doctor saying like, oh yeah, we did, tests on you and we found this mold in your brain. We now know that was not referring to Grandma. That was referring to Marguerite. Because it could have been either. Like, they both are they both potentially could be Miss Baker if Grandma is assumed to be Jack's father, or Jack's mother, excuse me. What do we got? We need to put something here. We need a lantern. And Marguerite had a lantern. So I guess we need to go back. Get Marguerite's lantern to offset this. Though we obviously could, if not for video game logic, just put anything there. Or we could, like, because this is weighing it down and it being weighed down is what locks the door, we could just, like, cut the wire. But this is a video game, so back we go. But yeah, if Grandma were Jack's mother, then she could also be Miss Baker, but we now know that the X-ray was referring to Marguerite, and she has mold in her brain. So the mold that has made the molded is in fact also in the Bakers, which isn't too surprising. There's the lantern. There's a long, creepy arm. Okay. Long, creepy arm. What we got to do now is I'm going to go put some stuff away in our storage bin. Because we are actually about to go to a boss battle with Marguerite, who is now distorted and creepy in her own way. So in the first video, the first video I talked briefly about J-horror, and you get this thing of the crawling, and I have to think that the long limb is maybe also inspired by, like, J-horror. I mean, it's creepy in general when you get these, like, super long limbs. That's just, like, a very classic Uncanny Valley thing that you, let's see. Well, I think I can put away the crank for now. Can definitely put away the coins. I might keep the psycho stims. Is there anything else that I want? We have 5 herbs, dang. I don't think I need more healing than that, so I'm gonna hold off. I could make a little bit more ammo, though. In fact, I could make some really good ammo. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a bunch of the superior bullets. Let's make enhanced handgun ammo. Cool. So we now have 20 enhanced handgun ammo. Can I rearrange this? Yes. I'll keep the crow key. I don't think we need it, but just in case. Oh, and I should save. I think we'll keep going. We'll take care of the boss fight and then close out the session. But we're starting to piece together what's going on here, certainly. And Eveline seems to be at the center of all of it. She has become this fixation point for the whole family, this point of worship. And I guess this is technically a spoiler, but I don't think it's that hard to figure out at this point that, like, Eveline is in some capacity or another the source of the mold. Okay. There she is crawling away. Creepy crawly.
Fuck. Well, that's special.
Classic uncanny thing. Like, you distort proportions to extreme length. The crawling thing is also really uncanny. Because we so associate the human form with the bipedal, like, posture. Up we go. And dang, they have on their estate yet another house. And this was the, oh, strong chem fluid, nice. Locked from the other side. Oh, this actually gets us back to the, I forgot. I guess I either forgot or didn't know. This gets us back to the trailer. So this was the locked door behind it that we checked, and we can go up, and there's yet another building for us to explore. So this goes back into some of that thing I was talking about pretty early on, that there is this peculiar simultaneity at times between the bakers being like incredibly wealthy, but also maybe like implicitly white trash or something. Like the game kind of always wants it both ways, and I don't think that that's bad writing. I don't think that that's an accident that there's this multitude of readings to who the bakers are. So there was our well. Is there a bobblehead around here or anything? We've got more of the bayou. That is the bridge going to the old house there. I guess this is maybe an extension of the old house. I don't know. Treasure photo. Treasure by a toilet. Well, now I have that in my inventory. It'll be okay. I don't want to run back again. It'll be fine. Locked. Okay, so I guess we have to go. Or maybe. I don't think we can go that way. Overgrown trellises. But yeah, this thing between like, are they rich or are they poor? Are they good or are they evil? You get these peculiar back and forths to this idea that like we hear her grumbling. She's around somewhere. Herbs. I won't pick those up for now. Solid fuel, won't pick that up for now. Separating agent, won't pick that up for now. If I had a lockpick, I could unlock that, but I'm not going to yet. In we go. A lot of the tension that I would, under most circumstances, be feeling is kind of diffused by the fact that my game is still super blown out visually. Like, this room is super bright from my perspective. Toilet. This is probably not the toilet where the treasure is, because there was not a counter next to it. Or there is a counter next to it, I guess. Gate is blocking the way. Okay. So there'll be... This is going to be one of the scarier fights in the game, or at least creepier, certainly. Shotgun shells, thank you. Marguerite is going to kind of, like, move around like crazy. And, she's actually going to try to engage in hit and run tactics, which I think is kind of fascinating. Like, you normally don't get that in boss fight, that bosses do that. But she might at points burst out of those. She might burst out of the various holes in the ceiling. So it's going to be a creepy one. So anyone who's like more sensitive to that stuff, I try to call out some of these at times. Psycho stims, not for now. Locked from the other side. So... Ow. What did that? Oh. Bugs. You. Burn. 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 I don't want to deal with this during the fight. Same. Thank you. Let me get the shotgun shells. I don't want the strong chem fluid for now. This is like a really good resource area though for really good resource area for cleaning up after the fact. Ow, 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 I thought I got them all. It's hard to see them on my screen. Was this where I entered through, kind of? Yes, okay. it's locked still. Okay, so the jump scare is coming up momentarily when I go up the stairs. Marguerite's gonna grab me through the window. She's very long and creepy. Anyone who doesn't like body horror stuff also, like, I mean, on the one hand, if you don't like holes, this whole last section has been torturous to you, but she's got some creepy stuff going on like that, so watch out. She's about to, she's gonna grab us, I believe. Yeah.
Now with me, we're gonna settle this!
I'll hold off on both of those. Though, this could be good.
Here I come!
Where are you?
Let's see
Oh, there you are.
scamper your way out of this!
Grabby. Very grabby. Let's find a good place to post up. Kind of like this.
Show yourself!
Oh, hello. Very gross. I'm really doing well on shotgun shells, huh? Hi. Why are you... Weird. Oh, I didn't mean to fall. But she... let's go back up. Let's also heal real quick, just in case. I don't want her to, like, one-shot me at some point. Shotgun shells, thank you. Where are you? Oh, burner fuel, thank you. Where are you? I hear you. Oh, there you are. Ow. I'm glad I healed. Oh.
I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna kill you!
Ooh. Now I'm very low. Might as well heal again. Well,
There's no escape, city boy!
is that it? You dead? Nah. Oh, should have been reloading. Oh, and that was a wasted shell. Let's heal one more time. Where are you at, Marguerite? I hear you doing gross things, slushy things. There you are. Is that it? Yep, there she goes. And she crumbles to dust.
Just fucking stay dead, okay?
Lantern. Cool. Okay, now this place has so much stuff. I'm probably gonna have to do like multiple trips back and forth just to like clear out everything. Am I out of health items? Surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, but uncommonly, perhaps. So let's see what we can do now. We didn't really even fully explore this place. Might as well get you. Been down there. Been down there. Can't remember if we've been down here. Might as well. Oh, don't have enough space already. Already out of space. Even more stuff in here. That stacks. That doesn't stack. I don't really... Herb, that stacks. I don't have much need for burner fuel at this point, because, let's see, what do we got? I could do... I could use one psycho stim real quick. More burner fuel. More chem fluid. Let's real quickly make a healing item. What's that? Oh, this. More chem fluid I want, but can't grab right now. There's a lot of stuff here. First aid, that stacks. Burner fuel should stack. Chem fluid doesn't. What have we got in here? Handgun ammo stacks. Psychostims doesn't stack, or we're out of them now. And there's probably a bunch of stuff upstairs too. There's just so much stuff, like I might even grab all of it off camera. But yeah, that was Marguerite. There's this peculiar, I think she's a cool boss battle, but she is a strange one just because she's, I don't know. It's intense and it's scary, but it's, oh yeah, I don't have any of that stuff. It's intense and it's scary, but, oh, and this is broken 'cause she died. Oh, more burner fuel, which we don't really need. Like, we're not going to use it that much anymore. But, I think it's cool. I think it's a weird one. It's not typically what you get from a Resident Evil boss fight. Like, the idea... Like, I was cheesing it, but like if you're playing on normal difficulty and you're not cheesing it, the idea of like moving through this really dark space the whole time, constantly hiding from her, constantly having to watch out for all these different possible directions she could be coming from, I think it's like a really cool boss fight. It's not typically what you get from the series. I'm gonna move all those back. Maybe we'll get one. Let's get one of these out here. Let's move that back. Let's get out our coins. Because we can now buy a health upgrade. Oh, we still have one left. Nice. And I might as well just do that immediately, even though I could save it to use as a heal, but we've been like so like up with all the different things. I'm not too worried. cool. Okay, treasure photo. I'm probably gonna hide. We don't need that anymore. I should have put that away before the fight. Put that away. Solid fuel we'll put away. Okay, guys. I think I'm gonna call this session here. Oh wait, this is the treasure. Mag ammo was in the toilet. Gross. Take your toilet bullets back. I think I'll call it quits for this session. This was a cool one. The Marguerite fight I do think is like one of the better or more interesting fights in basically the entire Resident Evil series. Like, I think it's like a cool, good boss fight. Next time we are gonna continue exploring the second floor of the old house, where the plot is going to thicken, and this whole question about Eveline, who she is, what's going on there, is gonna keep on keeping on. Huh, okay. We don't lose any bullets by swapping. That's good. Oh yeah, also I briefly passed it and I was like, oh, interest point, but I'm not gonna look. Zoe's bra is here, and it's like very dumb humor that you can examine the bra and be like, is this Zoe's? No, thank you. I don't care. It feels like a pointless and kind of dumb joke when there's so many more interesting things going on in this game. I'm gonna save one more time just because I'm paranoid. This has been a fun one, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you next time.